Everyone, and happy Wednesday. We managed to get through our system, our snowstorm last night in pretty good shape in much of the area. Some exceptions, though, kind of as we said. There will be some spots south and east of Youngstown that picked up enough snow to shovel and plow, and that indeed was the case. Got a handful of storm reports plotted up on this map this morning, and these are unofficial, but they do give a general guide to how much snow a lot of us had last night. Newcastle, 1.5 inches. Down in Columbiana County, though, Washingtonville, about 3 inches. We've got a report just northeast of Salem of 4 inches, generally 2 to 4, maybe 5 inches in much of Columbiana County. And then the snow is even heavier once you were down into southern parts of Lawrence County, Pennsylvania, Beaver County, PA. A lot of reports of 4, 5, even 6 inches of snow down in that neck of the woods, and the snow got heavier and heavier the closer you were to Pittsburgh, and just north and east of Pittsburgh. They had over a half a foot's worth of snow, even closing in on a foot worth of snow out in the Appalachian Mountains just to the east of Pittsburgh. So this unfolded pretty much as expected, with little or no snow around greater Youngstown and points off to the north. Here's a look at the national radar and satellite this morning. Now, this is becoming a big snow event for the East Coast as I zoom in here. Washington, D.C. getting hit, northern Virginia, much of Maryland, southern parts of Pennsylvania. It's rain and very gusty wind along the eastern seaboard this morning. But closer to home, things are settling down. One last little band of light snow here at 9:15 this morning, moving through parts of Beaver County, Pennsylvania, southern parts of Lawrence County, back towards Pittsburgh. There can be some very light, minor additional accumulations with this as this continues pivoting south and west during mid-morning. For the rest of us, though, we're in fine shape and even some sunshine trying to work in. Our first visible satellite pictures of the day showing some clearing out across the lakeshore in Ashtabula County, up towards Lake County as well. And some of this drier air will continue filtering in over the next several hours, and I think a lot of us will need the sunglasses for this afternoon. National temperatures are cold. This looks more like a January or February map rather than the first week of March. We've got widespread single digits this morning out across the Dakotas and Minnesota. It's in the teens down into northern Kansas and into Nebraska. 20s all the way down into central Texas. It's chilly down into the deep south, and of course lots of chilly air across the Great Lakes and the Northeast today. Here's a look at the temperature change over the last 24 hours. We've got temperatures as chilly as 25 to 30 degrees colder than the same time yesterday down along the Gulf Coast. Now here across northeast Ohio and western PA, in many places it's actually warmer now than it was 24 hours ago. And this is not an especially cold forecast over the next 5 or 6 days across the Mahoning Valley. We'll talk about temperatures momentarily. Let's take a look at the European computer model and its depiction of things over the next several days. Here we go, starting this morning with a coastal storm taking shape off the coast of Virginia. This is what is robbing our Ohio Valley storm of all of its energy, and that's why the snow is quickly fading away by this evening. There's no snow in northeast Ohio or western Pennsylvania, but low pressure continues to crank this evening off the East Coast. This will be a nasty northeast wind in New York City, down into Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and again, several inches of snow in the I-95 corridor over the next several hours. By tomorrow, that storm finally starts to push out of the northeast, although Boston could still have some lingering snow tomorrow. Maybe there's a sprinkle or a flurry out across the Great Lakes and into the Ohio Valley. Some light shades of green showing up here on the European computer model. This will be very late precipitation, very spotty. Might need to flip on the wipers once tomorrow afternoon. That should about do it. As we head towards Friday and the weekend, well, high pressure builds into the Great Lakes on Friday. And underneath this dome of high pressure, we'll see some sun. We'll start to see temperatures warming up very nicely Friday, and especially into the weekend with the aid of a developing southwesterly wind by Sunday. We should be in the mid-50s on Sunday. Cold front out in here Sunday, but ahead of it, the wind coming in out of the southwest is going to send temperatures to as much as 15 or 16 degrees above the average. This top chart shows temperatures on the European computer model, generally regarded as our most accurate long-range model. And this model has us flirting with 60 degrees during the course of Sunday afternoon. Not sure if we get quite to 60, but we're going to make a run at it. We should get well into the 50s anyway. But notice what happens after that, a distinct cooling trend for next week beyond Monday. And it looks like a very chilly pattern setting up for mid-March. We're talking about temperatures that'll be as much as 10, 15 degrees below average in some parts of the area. Now, taking a look at the GFS, the American model, this is the anomaly chart that I like to show. The black line in the middle is the average temperature, what the temperature should be at this time of the year. And all of the lines are below that average mark from the 13th of the month all the way through the 22nd of the month. you can see we'll be flirting with a temperature as much as 10 degrees or so below the average at times during the middle of March. So enjoy the warmth that's coming at the end of this week and heading into the weekend. I'll be on 21 News at noon today. Matt Stone is in this evening, and Jess should be back tomorrow morning. We'll keep you up to date on the temperature trend for the weekend. Whether or not we hit 60 remains to be seen, but we'll be fine-tuning that forecast, and then we'll tell you all about the chill that's coming next week. In the meantime, have yourself a great Wednesday.